Hello everybody and welcome to a train simulator video. Today we shall be driving a Class 375 Electrostar from Rainham in Kent to London Victoria. So the first thing we need to do is turn off the pause menu and then we're going to enter the cab. And the scenario we are playing comes with the Armstrong Powerhouse Class 375 and 377 Electrostar Enhancements Pack. So the setup is a little bit different from the default one. So free press Shift and W to insert a master key. Then we put train into gear with S and acknowledge the automatic warning system. We can then disengage the driver reminder appliance, and then if we go to the TMS, which is a new feature of the enhancement pack, we can set up our driver only operation. In this case we do have a guard, so we'll just click no on there, and then we can press T to open the doors. You can also make up our own driver ID, so I'll just put one in, enter that. Route code is already set, which in this case is Victoria, because the train is en route already in the scenario. So we'll just click send, and it's the functionality is limited on the TMS. You can't operate the PA, but you can look at the clock. You can also go to the door status. That'll show you what doors are open and which ones are closed. You can also go to the traction status, which will actively show you the amount of power being applied and taken away when the train is being driven. And then you can set up your just a number of settings like aircon and lights in this page. So we'll leave that as is, and that is pretty much it. So if we go to the driver's menu, and we can actually make the screen go dark, so we shall do that, and that will actively light up again when we get stopped in the station. You also have functioning GSMR as part of the enhancement pack, so that's okay. And the additional view for the lights, there we go. So I'll just turn the game volume up a bit so I can hear it. And we are driving the 12 car set, so if we drag this across, or attempt to, my mouse is being a bit problematic. Keep meaning to get a new mouse, but never really had the chance. There we go. And we can now depart to Gillingham now. Also press Ctrl D to activate the vigilance device. And departing Rainham, the starting speed limit is 90 miles per hour. We've got a couple of miles to go to our first station and call at Gillingham, which is about 2 miles away. Just received advance warning of an upcoming 60 miles per hour speed restriction, so we're going to get ready to slow down for that now. Just passing Gillingham Depot. And we're going to start slowing down for the station. And with us being a 12-car train, we need to stop right at the end of the platform. There we go, so we'll press T to open the doors, and here we are at Gillingham. So if I just take you to the passenger view of the enhancement pack, this is a brand new one for the EP and was made by Goose Studios. So it's leaps and bounds better than the default passenger view. It's a lot more higher in detail, and you get some extra views. If I move down to another carriage, I can show you that the doors are open as well, so you get their animation and associated sounds from inside the passenger view. So departing Gillingham, the starting speed limit is 60 miles per hour. I've got a mile to go to the next stop at Chatham. Now I'm going to shut the power off as we approach an upcoming 50 miles per hour speed restriction. Just going to apply step 1 of braking, as we are on a slight downwards gradient. And we've just received advance warning for an upcoming 30 miles per hour speed restriction. So I'm going to put step 1 of braking on now. just letting the train coast into Chatham. And I'm going to start applying the brakes now. Again, we need to stop right at the end of the platform. Can just about squeeze a 12-car train in, as the station is literally sandwiched between two tunnels. And there we go. So I'll just open the doors. And we've got all the carriages in, which is nice. All doors open as well. You also get newly animated information displays on the outside of the train. So some the majority of destinations will scroll across the front of the blind. You also get scrolling information on the carriages as well. And it is dynamic, so you get the number of coaches individually. So we are now running non-stop to Bromley South, which is 23 miles away. At the time of this scenario, Rochester Station would be situated here. However, the actual route in Train Simulator is based off its current incarnation, where the new Rochester Station, where Rochester was relocated just slightly further along the track, and a new station was built. But I do believe there is a version of this route with the old Rochester Station in from the South Eastern High Speed route, which you can get off the Steam Workshop. You can also drive through to Faversham on that one as well. Because it's linked in with the high speed route. Crossing over the River Medway. And we're just about to pass over the Medway Valley line. Just applied notch one of power, just to get us up this incline, which has been indicated on the HUD. Then we're going to go slightly downhill and then straight uphill. After the 80 miles per hour speed restriction, which is coming into force after the next signal. Going to put a little bit of brake on. And we can now accelerate up to 80 miles per hour. And we're on a bit of an uphill climb now. And even despite the fact that we are running on electric traction, the train is finding it a little bit of a struggle, just purely because we've got 12 coaches on. If we had less coaches on, the train would accelerate much faster. As you can see on the HUD, the hill is about to get a bit more steeper. We're barely reaching 75 miles per hour. So the Electrostars were built by Bombardier and Derby. and they were introduced around about the mid 2000s to replace the older slam door stock. And over the past few years there have been many different classes of Electrostar and sub-variants introduced. So as well as the 375s, you also have the 377s, 387s, 379s and 357s as part of the Electrostar family. There's also a Metro style variant of the Electrostar in the form of the class of 376 and also the 378, where the 378s are dubbed as capital stars. Essentially they're all the same train, they've just got different top speeds and carriage and saloon interiors. Just passing through Seoul Street Station. This is where the gradient levels out for a little bit. And the speed limit is due to increase to 90 miles per hour. Just passed through Mopum Station. So we can now do 90. Just got to watch the train speed now as we are on a sharp downwards gradient. now got about 10 miles to go to Bromley South. Just going to have to apply full power for this hill. Steeper than I thought it was. Just going to shut the power off. I'm going to start braking down a little bit. Just in anticipation of the signals. Received a double yellow there, so I'll accelerate back up again. And we've now got to slow down for the next signal at Swanley, which will be displaying a red aspect. I think we have a train crossing in front of our path. Just going to slow it down to step 2 of braking, trying to use the hill to my advantage. Can clearly see the red aspect ahead. So I'll come to a stop here and apply the driver reminder appliance. And in a moment we should get a diversionary indication. In fact, the signal's just cleared now. I'm just going to aim for 25 miles per hour because we do have a 25 limit going through Swanley. It's 30 for the crossover here and then 25 for a brief second, and then it goes back up to 90, so we should be able to accelerate back up to 90 once we pass through the station. We still have to be wary of the signals, so we have a cautionary aspect. So I'm just going to accelerate slightly. and I can see that the signal ahead is displaying a cautionary aspect, so we're okay to go through it. Closer we get to London, the closer the signalling headways become. And we've just got a clear signal now. I really do like the sounds on the enhancement pack. They're definitely well worth the upgrade from the old Electrostar sound pack that Armstrong Powerhouse used to have. Especially the sounds of the wipers. That was my main bugbear with the wipers, not just on the default sound set but also on the old AP sound pack. On the default wipers, they were reused from the Isle of Wight 38 stock, and on the sound pack it was more of like an annoying buzzing sound. So I'm seeing a cautionary aspect now. And we've just got advance warning for an upcoming 60 miles per hour speed restriction. So we're slowing down for that now. Again, I've only applied step 1 of braking. I'm going to use a hill to our advantage. Just going to apply a little bit of power just to get us up this incline. It's like a bit of a roller coaster, this street, with the shifting gradients. And I've got to slow right down for the station starter. I think it's at Bickley, because that will be displaying a red aspect. See, the banner repeater is on, and I can see the signal ahead is red. I've got to remember not to open the doors here, because we're not scheduled to stop. So we'll stop about here. Put the DRA on. In terms of deliveries that you get with this pack, you get the Connex brand, you also get the Southeastern brand, both the white and dark blue variants of Southeastern, and then by extension you also get the Southern and First Capital Connect, and I think Thameslink scheme for the 377. You also get the dual voltage functionality associated with the 377 as well, so you can actively switch between the third rail and pantograph. And we're going to slow down to stop at Bromley South now. Need to stop by the S sign, which is on the second man side. And here we are at Bromley South. So we are running early. We were due in here at 14 minutes past 8, and it's just switched over to 10 past 8, so we're about 4 minutes early. So we've got all of the carriages in the platform. Just got a networker pulling in there. So that is the Class 465 466 Enhancement Pack Volume 1 in action there. Should have done a few videos of previously. Also get like the with that pack here, as well as the sounds and textures, you also get the remodeled cab fronts as well, which is a nice addition. Just adds a bit more authenticity. out of the Electrostars I've been on, I really the one I like the least is the Great Western Railway Electrostars. Just purely down to the seats on them, like sitting on concrete. Those at the top would tell you that that the ironing board seats are for health and safety, though realistically it is down to cost cutting. But having said that, Greater Anglia's 720s and Stadler units do seem to have more comfortable seats, as well as Northern's 195s and 331s. In fact, I've been on the 195s already and I know what the seats are like on them. They are definitely the ironing board seats, but they do have much better padding than the 387, than the ones on the 387s. So it just goes to show you how far the design of seating in trains has changed over the years. So in the early days, obviously you would have had, in the very early days of rail travel, it would have been wooden benches, but as you would get the from the introduction of the like say the Mark Ones, you get more sprung loaded seats, just like your settee at home. But it seems to be the theme as newer trains come on, the seats have become thinner and firmer. I mean, the ironing board seats will definitely be easier to maintain than a more substantial seat, but it doesn't really do anything for passenger comfort. So we've now got 10 miles to go to our final calling point at London Victoria. And we're okay to go right up to 60 miles per hour. This is where the Catford loop line diverges, which is included in the Chatham mainline route. Has a bit more scenario variety. If I just press Shift and 2 and I press the arrow key, get a bogey cam. So that's good if you want to really listen to the traction motors. Just passing through Beckenham Junction. I'm now passing through Kent House Station. Just past Penge East Station. And we've now entered Sydenham Tunnel. Now I've got to watch this train speed as we are going downhill. So we pass Sydenham Hill Station. Now I've got about 5 miles to go to Victoria. Now I'm going to prepare to stop at the next signal, which will be also which also has a 45 mph speed restriction attached to it, which we've just received advance warning for now. See the class 319 ahead of us there. And I think I just spadded there. So, didn't stop in time. Let's have a look, see if there's anything that's crossing in front of us. Think we should be okay. So that's the first. So we shall I think we'll be okay to go. So if we crash or derail here, I'll have to restart. We've got a clear signal, so that's okay. So we're going to accelerate up to 45. Just going to have to slow down to 45 miles per hour. I can't remember the last time I had a SPAD in Train Simulator. Definitely a while back. I know the game has, in the past, when we've looked at briefings in the past, they have penalised us for signal past danger, but they were authorised. In real life, if the train has passed a signal at danger, obviously it would be brought automatically to a stop by the Train Protection and Warning System, or the AWS. The driver would have to contact the signaller. And then then there'd be some words with the driver manager as well. There's some very good but quite dated videos on YouTube explaining the processes of signal pass at danger, like going through the training process, showing drivers how to deal, showing examples of incidents and how to deal with them. Also, as you're probably noticing, the closer we get to the capital, the frame rates are getting a bit more choppier. That's just because the area is heavily built up. And the use of AI trains is also getting heavier, just in a class 450 down below on the southwestern main line out of Waterloo. You can see another southern train ahead of us. Going to be aiming for 40 miles per hour because that's coming into effect after the next signal. So it seems a bit strange as to why there would be a 60 miles per hour speed restriction on this particular section, just across, just for the crossing of a bridge, really. Just past the class 455 there. And with the signal displaying a double yellow aspect, that means that we do have a clear route into Victoria. In this case, we're being routed into platform 2. We've got to slow the train right down to 20 miles per hour as well. And we'll just have to keep an eye on the train's speed. So go on a sharp 1 in 75 gradient. And we do need to slow down again to 15 miles per hour. Just see a class 460 on the left hand side. So we've got a very busy Victoria station. Yeah, we'll stop about here, so I'll just press T to open the doors, and we shall shut down the train at this end. And we'll just wait for the instruction to clear, and we shall see how we did. Just try and get a screenshot here whilst we're waiting. Okay, nicely done, driver. Another load of commuters successfully transported to the city. So yeah, we did. So we managed to stop at all the stations successfully on time. We didn't get any speeding penalties, but we did pass that signal at danger. So we just didn't stop in time. I think I was partially distracted by that 319 that was passing in front of us, so I wasn't really looking ahead. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching the video, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. Please do feel free to rate, comment and share the video if you did enjoy it. And also, if you would like to keep up to date with what I do, then please do feel free to subscribe and make sure to turn on the notifications so that YouTube will actively notify you of when I upload a new video. You can also follow us on dedicated pages at Facebook and Twitter if you're interested in that sort of stuff as well. But thank you very much for watching the video. Hope you've enjoyed it and take care.